if you have done any research prior to this video, you probably have seen that 555 is usually the catalyst. By that meaning that this number carries the energy of change, kind of destruction, and it's just kind of washes away everything that is not necessary in your life. I'm not going to dive too much into that because I believe you probably already know that. But really, this number is a game changer. Also in tarot, people associate this energy of 555 with the Tower card. And you know yourself, when a Tower card happens, usually it is a breakup, you move somewhere, you lose your job.
Completely randomly, my brain just decided to freeze for 3 seconds. Okay, thank you.
This pretty much is the energy where everything falls apart. But how is this a good sign? Because if we're talking about angel numbers or repeating numbers or whatever you want to call it, like honestly, those are not like triggering or warning signs. They're there to help us guide ourselves, to find better solutions and all that. At least when I interpret my numbers, I always see that numbers come in as a helpful guide, not as a evil or triggering energy. So if 555 is a catalyst, then the question is, how is it good? You know, because they took away my job and this person left me. So here's the thing, and I'm going to give you an example of my life. When I was seeing this number, I was in a pretty unhealthy relationship in a place that I didn't want to be in. And I was seeing this number for, I think, 2 months or maybe a month. And after that, when, you know, some time passed, I experienced really massive change in my life. So a massive change happened afterwards. I moved abroad, my relationship ended, I left my previous job and all that. So there was a lot of changes happening. To be honest with you, I think that 555 carries a lot of that, you know, universal timing and destiny energy. So these changes are not going to be randomly there to throw you off balance or to trigger you. These are the changes that are necessary. When you see that number for an extended period of time, well, you kind of have to get real with it and understand that this is the change you will not be able to avoid. This is a change that you need, and really there is no escaping that change. You just have to embrace it, because honestly, that is sometimes like a divine intervention. For example, in that situation where what I just mentioned, when I moved abroad, I didn't want to do that at the time, or at least I felt like I wasn't ready. But divine intervention was there, and they were like, listen, this has to end. These things are gonna end, so prepare yourself. And honestly, since I was already tuning in with repeating numbers, I could see the big change coming my way. So it's just good to prepare yourself for the change that might take your place. And obviously there is the free will, but honestly, you guys, if you're getting 555, I mean, that is a great sign, because the changes that you've been wanting, honestly, we always have those inner feelings and need to change something, but sometimes we don't see how and when and with what kind of money we're going to do that. So 555 carries that energy of reassurance that this is a change that you need, and we're here, we have your back. And another thing about 555 is that I always noticed when there was a change taking place in my life, I was never left alone, and I was never left with no money or no resources or no help. It's quite the opposite. I always had help, I always had money, and I never felt like I was lacking anything, because I was following, I guess, the higher purpose, and I was following what my soul wanted me to do. You know, removing myself from situations that did not serve me and all of that. That is a good enough reason, and it's high enough energy for universe, you know, then to come in and provide you with what you need, because you're obviously following the higher guidance. And the last interpretation that I have noticed about this number is actually sometimes it doesn't have to do always with the general meaning of this number. What I mean is, some people see these numbers when that is their life path number. So I had this actually a couple of weeks ago. I was talking to my friend and we were talking about repeating numbers, and she was telling me that she's seeing like 111, and she also is seeing 555. And obviously my first question was, do you see any change coming? Like, do you feel like something is like, you know, gonna fall apart, or you have that feeling that just something is going to change? And honestly, she said, no, I don't have that feeling. Like, everything is really good right now, and I don't feel the need for that. And I don't know if there's nothing really happening like that. And then I asked her, okay, so what is your life path number? And she said, yeah, my life path number is 5. These are the cases where I guess we see life path number because that is kind of like universe's way of speaking to us, because that is a prominent number in our numerology chart. So I've seen this really often, that not always the numbers are going to come in as a certain messenger of a situation that is going to happen, or the energy download that is happening, but it's just a reminder of the fact that you're guided, you're protected, you're tuned in with the source energy. And the easiest way, I guess, to communicate is show us numbers that we feel familiar with, like the life path number. So that is everything for you guys. I hope that was really helpful. Leave in the comment section, please, if you find this helpful, or if you can share a similar experience. I would love to hear about that. And you can also, right here, check my videos. One video I done about 111, that's my latest one, where I cover everything you need to know about this number. And also a video about 888, where I also share my personal experience with how this energy was, you know, happening in my life and all that. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next videos. Bye bye.